Around this time, we need to be wary of a lot of things. Now, your superstation, Joy 99.7 FM and Drive Time on Joy, today we launch a campaign to secure the festive celebrations. A guide to fire safety during the holiday season. Around this time, the statistics show there are a lot of fires. People are a little bit distracted sometimes. And fire incidents are recorded around. How do we reduce the numbers? How do we protect you, your family, your property? And that's why we launched this campaign to share with you tips, educate you, guide you, and help you if need be, so your home is protected from fires during this season. We're partnered with the Ghana National Fire Service, who have been very generous and will be spending time with us here in the studio. One of my very good friends and our very good friends here at Joy FM. I'm so happy to see him today because I recalled a very special name, which a lot of his very dear people know. But you know him as ADO1 Alex Kingnate. He's with the Public Relations Department of the Ghana National Fire Service, and he's here. My brother, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you,
should
bro.
Should I salute? Should I salute?
The coded name, dear.
Oh, the coded name. Oh, the coded name. We're gonna unleash him later. We're gonna launch him later. But we're so grateful that you and your outfit have been generous enough to partner with us for this exciting campaign. We hope that it's going to help protect people, give people the needed information so that in case of fires, hopefully it doesn't happen. But should it happen, they know what to do. Exactly. I'm sure the statistics prove that around these times you record some fire incidents here and there. Is that it?
Exactly, because even as I'm here right now, our team at Abilinkpe is proceeding to a fire.
Oh wow!
As I'm here right now,
even right now,
right now they are on their way to a fire.
Wow!
Our team at Tema Newtown attended to a fire earlier today. Almost, you see, we record not less than 20 fires in a day. Wow. Believe it or not, not less than 20
And are these
fires.
domestic incidents or commercial incidents? What's the nature of these reports?
It's a mixture, but most of the time it's domestic.
Okay.
And then some has to do with ECG poles, some has to do with ECG transformers, but a lot of domestic fires do happen, and it's a worrying trend, and we are grateful to Joy FM for partnering with us. It's our vision and our hope as a service that we are looking at being more preventative than trying to amend or correct. So we are hoping that as you're the man, you would help us pass our message across to help us achieve the reduction in fire incidents. Because believe it or not, last year between 25th and 26th, these 2 days alone, last year recorded 226 fires.
Wow!
Just that 2 days.
Within that 2 days.
Just that 2 days.
Christmas Day and Boxing Day.
Exactly. 31st, we recorded a massive fire. I was at church. I had to move all the way to Taifa.
Oh, you missed the blessings.
Charlie.
Or the blessings were in the fire.
I said the driver, now they take the communion.
Wow. No. So really, what are some of the, especially the domestic ones, what are really some of the causes? Negligence? What really happens?
Well, there's a lot. Most of the time, it has to do with electrical. Okay, most of our homes...
Some malfunctioning,
malfunctioning, and the fact that some of these homes have been built for a very long time, and some of the wiring done in these homes were not built to accommodate high or heavy consuming appliances like air conditioners and some other appliances that might draw much more current. Okay. So when it happens that way, it tends to put pressure on the cables, heats up, and then when everyone is asleep, it smolders and then it develops into a full fire. Sometimes also unattended cooking. Someone might be cooking, probably forget that he or she is cooking, go to the room and then probably fall asleep. The fire gets the food or whatever is on the stove overballs, and then it can cause fires also. Again, negligence on the part of people is one of the things. So the causes are a lot, and gas leakages. People tend to keep their gas cylinders inside their kitchens because they are scared of the thieves. And
that's true.
And that's the unfortunate thing. Generally in Ghana, people are much more scared of the thieves than they are of
the fire outbreak.
You see, but the funny thing is that the thief will probably come to this studio. Yeah, you see the nice TVs. You just take the nice TVs. You have your whole set, your whole furniture to yourself. you don't get that kind of privilege with fires. The fire would come and wouldn't choose.
Just
the fire
raise
doesn't have a
everything
taste.
down.
Thank you very much. So why don't we fear the one that has taste, and you can negotiate with him or beg him to spare your life?
Yeah.
As compared to the one that you can't beg or negotiate with him.
But
So,
you see, even in the case of the cylinders, I think that you've been advising that we create like a safety cage outside, because I know people will create some metallic cage outside that they can lock and secure their cylinders.
it's true. Some people say that, especially those who stay at on story buildings, they always complain that sometimes their landlords do not want to allow them to do any alteration.
Okay.
And I tell them that, look, prioritize your life. If the landlord won't agree, move out.
That's all.
Because your life matters. When also going to rent a place, it's important to look out for what we call means of escape or alternative routes when there's fires. If in a building there's only one way in, one way out, and there's fires, there's any fire, and that place has been blocked by the fire, then it means you are stuck in the room.
Yeah.
You can't go out. So whenever you are renting, ideally, if you can, look out for wherever there's an alternative escape. Also, you realize that candles, during because lights have started going on and off, people also tend to use candles for decorative purposes. When you're using these candles also for decorative purposes, it's important to know how to keep it. So the best thing to do is to get a ceramic bowl, fill it with water, and then you put the candle in it.
Put a candle in it, yeah.
Exactly. So even if you should make a mistake and your hand should hit the candle, it falls into the water,
and it just kills it.
Exactly. And if the candle also gets exhausted, it goes into the water and goes out. So then, thereby not bringing any risk. Also, with the gas cylinders, people are of the perception that if you fill it to the brim, it won't get finished early. That's the wrong practice. Because then, because the gas tends to expand. So especially when you go and fill it and then you are carrying it. Some people are in a hurry to cook their benku and enjoy it. So when they go and fill the gas cylinder, they just bring it and then quickly they just connect it and start connecting it. That's very dangerous. It can tend to cause fires. So then we tell people that when you bring it, at least 30 minutes to 1 hour, you allow the gas to settle. And then because you see, just like humans, when you overeat and you get overwhelmed, you tend to want to belch.
Yeah.
The same with the gas. So if you filled it and it's been shaked and there's no room for expansion, then it can explode because it's being suffocated. So it needs room to come out. So it's important to leave some room for expansion so that if once you shake it and there's any expansion, there's room to accommodate this expansion in there. Okay,
now this is really good information. If you have any questions, you can send us a WhatsApp on 055-1111-997, okay? 055-1111-997. You can also call us on 0302-216-541. If you have any questions about fire safety, and all of those fire extinguishers and whatnot, you can give us a call, and our very good friend will share some information with us. But before we do that, so let's say something has caught fire in my home. I think that the first port of call is the fire extinguisher, right?
Exactly.
Which you do recommend that every home has one.
Exactly.
Is that so?
It's one of the things that we are hoping that it will be enforced, that every home should have a fire extinguisher, because mind you, we don't fight every fire with just water. That's a funny and unfortunate misconception people have. That's why when our men get to the fire scene and the people tell them they've come without water, because when we get there and realize that the fire has to do with electricity, we can't just immediately start pouring water on the fire. We'd have to relay to our control room to call on ECG to cut out power supply to the area before we are able to apply water to it. So in waiting, people will then feel that we didn't come with water. So domestic fire, that's what our men at Abiling pay attention. That's what they are communicating.
Okay, they are communicating on your phone.
Exactly.
Oh,
see, so as we talk, it was a domestic fire. So fires happen a lot.
Wow.
There's no holidays for fires. So people should learn to prioritize fires as much as they prioritize their security.
Okay.
You see, the unfortunate thing is that as the people always cry about thieves much more than they cry about fires. So when people move to new settlements, they always cry that they need police stations. Yes, as you're thinking about the thief, think about the fire as well. So when you ask for police stations, equally ask for fire stations also.
Okay, that's important. And like he recommended, we should all get a fire extinguisher at home.
Exactly.
Okay.
And we have types of extinguishers.
Okay.
And so we have so many types of extinguishers, but then the common ones that we see here in Ghana is the CO2 or carbon dioxide extinguisher, and then the dry chemical powder extinguisher. Both of them can be used in fighting both class A and B fires. Class A fires has to do with normal combustible materials, things that can get burnt, like wood, plastics, and all. And then class B has to do with liquefied. So we are looking at oils, we are looking at gas and other things. So the dry chemical powder and the CO2 can be used in both instances.
Okay.
So the thing is that people need to see the difference when using it. It's not advisable to use the powder in the kitchen. It's not advisable to use the powder in the kitchen because the powder seems to leave residues behind.
Okay.
And if you use it in the kitchen and it gets onto your utensils and you don't wash it very well, you might end up being poisoned.
Okay. Wow, that's good information. Now, if you're listening to us, we're also live on our Facebook page, and the videos playing their examples of these extinguishers that are showing on our live. I think you even have some here in the studio. I think the one on your left is the powder one, right?
Yes, smart man. Yes.
And then the one with that hose is probably the one with the CO2.
Yes, smart man.
Oh,
you go to heaven.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay.
So basically, despite the difference, its mode of operation is the same.
Okay.
So every fire extinguisher, we have an acronym that will help guide people to make it easy for people to operate the extinguisher. It's PASS. PASS. So P means that you pull out the safety pin. I'm going through, then I'll practicalize it.
Okay.
So you pull out the safety pin, you aim at the seat of fire. So when fire is happening, you just start directing your extinguisher to the flame above. You're not doing anything. You have to aim at the base, because the base is where the fire is.
Okay.
You aim the extinguisher at the base. You squeeze the handle or the nozzle. Then you sweep and spray to prevent the fire from spreading. So this is a practical.
So that's a pass. Pull out, aim, spray, and squeeze and sweep.
Spray, yeah.
Squeeze. Okay.
Spray and sweep. So with most extinguishers, you'd find this safety pin there.
Okay.
After it's been serviced.
Okay.
So, and this is a safety pin. So you turn it right, then it's broken.
Okay, so you have to turn it right and it will break that seal.
To break that seal.
Oh, okay. Because I always wondered, because that's the easy sound.
You see, and so if you don't know and you see fire, you'd be panicking while you have the solution just right beside you. And I need to mention that the extinguishers are used at the incipient or the early stages of the fire.
Okay.
When you see the fire starting small, that's when you use the extinguisher. You don't use the extinguisher when the fire is well developed. When the fire is well developed, you go out. If you can, close the windows and the doors behind you.
Run.
Because fires are made up of 3 components: heat, fuel, and ignition.
Okay.
So once you expose oxygen, once you expose the room to oxygen, where air comes in, it can tend to make the fire much more fully developed. So if you can, you close the door and you wait on the fire service to come. So once you turn this, then you pull out the safety pin.
Yeah.
So this is the safety pin.
Yeah.
So the P is done. Then you aim at the seat of fire. So as we clearly said, you can distinguish between the types of extinguishers by their outlets.
Okay.
Or by their mouth.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word.
Yeah.
So you realize that the CO2 has a much wider and bigger mouth.
Yeah.
While the powder has a tube-like
yes.
outlet. So then you aim at the seat of fire.
Should I light fire so we start? We try. Mama me matches.
So once you aim at the seat of fire, you squeeze.
Mami.
Lexis, please come and have a go at it.
Oh, okay. Let me go.
Yeah, let's see. This is like taking the exam after the lectures. You know?
Okay, guys. So I am spraying at the. So we have done A.
Yeah, so
and we have done
P.
We have done P and
but
A.
Not done the A yet. So the A is when you aim at the seat.
So do I hold this little thing here?
I hold there or hold here. Anyone? Okay.
So okay. Yeah, because I think it will be more convenient and then
Then you aim down.
Okay, down.
Yes. Where? Then spray.
I finished the fire. Yeah, so I finished the fire. Oh, I see.
So that's
this is literally my first time using a fire extinguisher.
Whoa! So I'm sure prior to today, if you had seen a fire, you might freak out.
I used the plan B. Run for your life. I use the plan B. Run for your life.
And one other thing. So, so since you mentioned run for your life, let me be quick to mention this. That when your room is engulfed with fire, it's not advisable to run.
Okay.
Once you run, you realize that smoke goes up. When the fire starts, the smoke rises. So if you're going in, most of the time, smoke kills people even before the fire does, because the smoke blocks your airwaves and you can't breathe.
Okay.
So the best thing to do is to go down and then crawl. So let me try and demonstrate.
Yeah, demonstrate. So he's please put the camera on him. Let him go.
So when there's fire, instead of
in fact, you are missing the microphone, unfortunately. So finish talking and then you demonstrate.
Okay, so you lie on the ground.
Then
with your hand like this.
And with your hands
yourself out.
And you crawl.
Like this.
Okay, I see.
To escape.
Oh, okay.
You're able to get some visibility. You're able to get some visibility to navigate your way through the fires.
Okay.
But once you run out through the fire, you're exposing yourself to the smoke that's rising up.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Why didn't I know this? Wow, no, this is really good.
Yes, people don't prioritize. And you see, I need to mention this for a fact that unfortunately, our stations are not enough, and our appliances are also not enough.
Okay.
So it affects our response.
Yeah. To
very honest, because believe it or not, the whole of Santor, East Legon, Ajengano, School Junction, we don't have a single fire station there.
Wow.
And it's not the fire services job to set up a fire station. It's the municipal assemblies that have to set it up. So as I said, it's a matter of priorities by the people. Because based on the pressure of the people, that's what would inform the municipal assemblies.
And these places have a lot of residences now.
Exactly.
I mean, it's now even extending to the Oyarifa and areas. And I think the only fire station close is the one at Medina. Redco, right? Is it Redco?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I said now that.
Sorry, you want some water? Please, let's get him some water to quench the fire in his throat. Okay, so we'll sort it out. Anyway, if you have any questions, you can call us 0302-216-541, or you can send a WhatsApp message on 055-1111-997. This is our campaign on fire safety and securing your homes and family during this Yuletide. And we are doing this in partnership with the Ghana National Fire Service, who've been very gracious this afternoon. I've learned a lot. I'm actually using a fire extinguisher for the first time. I've one at home, but I've not engaged it. You know what I'm saying? So, and unfortunately, I've never even thought about how I'm going to pull off that pin. Now, okay. Yeah.
What I was saying, the unfortunate thing is that, as I was mentioning.
Okay, hold on a second. Yeah.
There's no single fire station. The appliance at Medina is out of commission now.
Wow.
The appliance at Adenta is spoiled.
Wow.
So if there's any fire around that area, it will come from University of Ghana. Our appliance at Amasaman is spoiled. Our plans at Ashaman is spoilt. Our plans at ministries is spoilt. See, it's unfortunate that as a people do not prioritize or put pressure on their assemblies or on their governments to prioritize fires, because our appliances per international standards are supposed to be changed every 5 years.
Yeah.
But we know the peculiar situation we have in Ghana, so we give ourselves roughly 10 years to change. But right now, appliances are getting to 15 years.
Wow.
And so the administration of the Ghana National Fire Service spends a lot of money trying to fix these appliances. Mind you, these appliances are custom made.
Yeah.
So the parts are not out there that you can easily go and buy.
Yeah, that's true.
So we then we know government is doing their best, but we would call on government to hasten, because you see, last year when we recorded 226 fires, some of the appliances were working. So this year, as a service, some of the preparations we are putting together includes recalling all our men from leave. Also, our stations who have working appliances will be doing night patrols, and we are trying to fix the fixable appliances. So it's up to people to also put their destinies into their own hands, because as I said, these appliances are broken down, and would have to call on a much further appliance to attend to fires over there.
In fact, at this rate, I think the fire service needs donations, because we need to save the situation. All right, let's see who's here. Hello.
Hi.
Yes, hi, good evening. What's your name?
My name is Nanaja.
Okay, Nanaja, let's hear you.
So what advice, you don't have fire extinguishers in our car vehicles, where would he advise we keep those extinguishers?
Where would he advise we keep those appliances?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Fire extinguishers in our vehicles.
Okay, all right, cool. That's fine. Thank you so much for your question.
Okay, so you always have to keep your extinguishers within reach. Within reach, somewhere that will be easy to be able to, depending on where you feel, will be easier. People keep them in the boots. The boots can be okay, but maybe when the fire starts in the boot or somewhere, and when you probably open your boot, you might not be able to get access into the boot. So if you have a high rise seat in your extinguisher can fit, once it's somewhere that you can easily drag out, it's advisable.
In fact, one of my cars has the fire extinguisher. It has a place for it at the passenger seat, below the passenger seat.
Wow.
So it's actually custom fitted there.
Wow.
Yeah, so just under the passenger on the right hand side of the driver.
Okay.
Just under that,
so
you can
you just fit your hand in there. And
just in front. Actually, not at the back.
Not
right
at the back, in front.
Yes.
Thank you very
much. So down there, you can just reach out and pull it out. Yes.
So if the fire is in the engine or in the boot, once you reach out
and you pull it out, you can just engage.
Get through to it.
Okay. All right. If you have any questions, you can call us 0302-216-541.
And you see, people buy expensive cars and do not buy extinguishers in there. And let me put this on record that DVLA sells extinguishers, but fire service will want to disassociate ourselves from those extinguishers.
The one the DVLA sells?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's not certified by the Ghana National Fire Service.
Hey! So, no, DVLA has to respond.
Once you use it, you are using it at your own risk. Because you see, they have to register as a service provider with the Ghana National Fire Service. So that we authorize and then certify those extinguishers. But for now, I'm not aware of any such arrangements.
Okay. But why don't you engage the DVLA?
We've tried. But so when you get to the Ghana National Fire Service, we have other registered service providers who sell fire extinguishers, smoke detectors, and all those other important items. So it's important that you get in touch with the Ghana National Fire Service. Then we help you we direct you to a certified service provider that at least we know that the person is selling the standard one.
Alex, but this one is a very important collaboration that DVLA and Ghana National Fire Service have to really smoothen as soon as possible. Because, I mean, come on. We can't have DVLA selling unapproved fire extinguishers. You get what I mean?
Lexis, you're not in Ghana. I'll just end it there.
You just leave it there.
But
this one, I'm personally calling out the DVLA. No, you need to do what is right. They need to speak to the Ghana National Fire Service and make sure they certify these fire extinguishers. I am going there on Monday to go and make sure. In fact, I'll go and buy one from them, bring it and make sure and show you. If it's not certified, they have to go and certify them.
And also
DVLA, let me call Sika, the PR team. Sika my brother Sika and the team. We need this is
you see, and also when the police stop you that they're inspecting your extinguishers, don't allow them to
press it
to press it or engage it, because the ones in the cars are powder, and the dry chemical powders have the pressure. So once you press it, the pressure is out,
and that's all. I say.
So if you allow a policeman to press it during emergencies, you can't have it used. Yes, you can let him inspect it and see that you have an extinguisher in there. They know how to check for pressure, but do not allow them to press it, or else then they will be doing a disservice.
In fact, we need to have a conversation with the police service too. They should not allow their men to be pressing our fire extinguishers.
Exactly.
So from Sika Antobre's office on Monday at DVLA, I'll head to the police headquarters. No, we need to smoothen this. Bro, I'm grateful. Look, we are going to continue this conversation next week. I'm so grateful today that you came by. This has been very good, and we'll do it again next week. Is that fine?
Great.
All right, there you go. ADO1 Alex King Nate is the Public Relations Department of the Ghana National Fire Service headquarters, and we're talking about fire safety here on Drive Time on Joy. It's 5 o'clock.